It's pretty easy to get lost in space. Just ask any astronaut who's ever flown beyond Earth's protective atmosphere. But what if we want to get a little more specific about exactly where they are when they're floating around up there? We can do that by talking about what we call interstellar space. Now, you might think that interstellar just means the space between the stars, and that's not actually wrong. But it does leave out a very important detail. You see, interstellar space starts at the edge of our sun's heliosphere, which is a big bubble of plasma, or a gas of charged particles that flows out from the sun. That outflow is known as the solar wind, and while the solar wind does eventually run into interstellar space, the two don't exactly meet in a nice, clean boundary. Instead, the solar wind pushes against a cloud of gas and dust in our galaxy, creating a sort of wall that marks the edge of the sun's sphere of influence. This boundary is called the heliopause, and it's constantly being pushed outwards by the solar wind at about 400 kilometers per second, or 250,000 kilometers per year. When the solar wind hits the interstellar cloud, some of it gets pushed back towards the sun, while the rest flows around the heliopause like water flowing around a rock in a stream. And because the interstellar cloud is so much more massive than the solar wind, it doesn't move very much. The heliopause itself, however, does move. And as it does, it takes a little bit of the interstellar dust with it, bringing it closer to the sun. That means that the material that makes up the interstellar cloud is constantly being recycled into the solar wind and then blown back out into interstellar space. So what exactly is interstellar space? Well, it's the region between the astrospheres of other stars like our Sun, each of which has its own heliopause. The nearest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is more than 4 light-years away. That means it takes over 4 years for the solar winds from our Sun and Proxima Centauri to reach each other. Out there, the interstellar medium, as it's called, is mostly empty space, but it does have a few things floating around in it, including dust, gas, cosmic rays, solar winds, and yes, even the occasional comet. It's also full of something else, magnetic fields. These magnetic fields are generated by the collective activity of all the stars in the galaxy, and they play an important role in shaping the interstellar medium. They do this by funneling and focusing the flow of plasma in certain regions, creating what are known as solar chimneys. These chimneys can reach millions of kilometers in height and hundreds of thousands of kilometers in diameter, and they help to transport material from the surfaces of stars to the interstellar medium, and vice versa. So while we tend to think of space as being pretty empty, interstellar space is actually pretty crowded. It's just that most of what's out there is really, really tiny. Thanks for watching this episode of SCI Show Space.